Hey guys! So I missed my flight in Asia, not once, but twice. And I haven't missed a flight since I was a teenager, so I am really frustrated. It costs a lot of money and it's annoying, it's frustrating. All my plans are changed around. There's not another flight for today, so I have to wait until tomorrow. I need another place to stay tonight. I need to change my reservation for tomorrow. It's annoying, it's frustrating, especially in another country. So, to make myself feel better, I've come up with steps for me to take so that I will literally never miss a flight ever again for the rest of my life, because I can't and I won't and I refuse to. So, anyway, I'm gonna list them on here for you guys too, so that none of us ever have to deal with this ever again, because it feels really bad. Okay, that's all. So first off, print out your itinerary just to reference it, especially in the planning process, because there could be information on there that could be beneficial to your planning. Maybe the time, like the cutoff time for your airline that you're using, what terminal they're at. There's just beneficial information on the itinerary that could be useful in this planning process. So you could screenshot it as well. That is an option, but most airlines, especially internationally, they prefer you to have a printed copy of your itinerary regardless. So you may as well just print it out now. Okay, so now what time is your flight? And I know, super simple question. It's not that serious, but you would hate to get the wrong time. And a lot of like international flights are in army time. So, if it says 13:05, then it's 1:05, But make sure you did your math correctly. Because, here in the States, we don't use that army time typically. So, just making sure that you have the right time. I am going to probably take this time when I first book the flight to put that in my phone. Like, your flight is at this time. And even setting the reminder like 2 hours before, like you should be at the airport by now if it's domestic. That's another thing. So the arrival times to the airport, in my mind, I used to say, okay, what's the cutoff time? All right, 50 minutes before a flight, I'll get there before that, but that's kind of like how I gauge what time to be there, is like what the cutoff time is. That's what I'm changing, because it's a problem. And especially for me, someone who doesn't really like plan like that, So basically, the recommended time to check in for your flight is 2 hours for domestic, 2 hours prior to your flight, and 3 hours prior to your flight for international flights. So for myself, I will be adding 30 minutes to both of those. So 2.5 hours prior, like to arrive at the airport, for domestic flights, and 3.5 hours prior to my flight for international flights. I know it's a kind of extra. But you know what? I would rather be in the airport for a longer period of time and be bored than be in the airport all night because I missed my flight. So I'm not doing that anymore. Okay? So I'll get there a little early, give myself a list of things to do, and maybe I'll edit some videos. Maybe I'll edit some Instagram posts or something. I don't know. But you know what? There's plenty of things to do. I'll get some coffee or go to the duty-free area and try on all the perfume because I like that. And the nice lotions and things, Anyway, there's things to do. Just bite the bullet, get to the airport early, stop being that person that gets there right as the cutoff time is happening. It's like, I made it. No, it's not an adrenaline rush. It's not fun. Cut it out. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm not talking to you. But I am talking to you if you're that person too. I know you. So now travel time. Now that we know what time we want to get to the airport. Now we have to figure out, okay, first of all, where am I leaving from? Am I staying at, what hotel am I staying at? Am I leaving from home? Whatever. If I'm leaving from home, then that's a little bit easier because you know how long it takes. But if you're, say, in another country and you're maybe taking the metro or an Uber, if it's legal, you know, how long will it take for me to get to the airport? First of all, what airport am I going to? A lot of cities have multiple airports. So check your itinerary, make sure you're going to the right one, because that would suck to go to the wrong airport on time, but your flight's not from there. Anyway, so check your airport, make sure you're going to the right one. Where are you leaving from? How long does it take you to get to said airport? So also seeing some of your options. Are you going to take an Uber? Is it legal in this country? Do they have Uber? Do they have cabs? Are they super expensive? Like in Tokyo, don't plan to take a cab. It's gonna be like hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous. But you can take an Uber, or you can maybe take the metro or the train, however you're gonna get there. And exactly how long is it going to take you, and how much is it going to cost you, and being prepared to do that prior to your trip. So you don't want to be left there thinking that, oh, well, I'm just going to take a bus. It shouldn't be that much. Find out exactly how much the bus is, because some of those buses, they're like the charter buses, so they cost a bit more. So just being prepared for those little things on the way, and making sure you have cash on you so that you can pay for those, because a lot of them you can't buy them beforehand, so you can only use cash, and you can only use it like right then beforehand. You can't really like buy the tickets well in advance. Anyway, being prepared and knowing exactly what you need to do before you go, so that you can allow time for that and add that to your travel time. Considering how long it's going to take you to get to the airport as well, take however long you think it's going to take you and multiply it by 3. I know it could seem a little extra, and y'all are like, you're over exaggerating. No, because you know what? Especially in other countries, like if you get there early, then you get there early. Let's say you think it's going to take you an hour, but other things to consider. Is it rush hour? What if this train is late? What if anything happens? You know what I mean? What if the wheel on your luggage falls off, so now you have to like carry your luggage up and down these stairs because they don't have elevators? I don't know. Whatever the case, anything can happen, so just account for it, allow yourself some extra time, and get there early. It's better to be early than to miss it and have to pay the extra money. So yeah, I mean, unless you have travel insurance. That's something else to consider. Just get that. I don't know. But yeah, so multiply it by 3. I'm talking to myself, you know, but if this is helpful to anybody else, then by all means. Because if I had done that, then I would have made it there just fine to the airport. Anyway, allowing for that extra time just kind of allows for the, what is it called? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to think of. The extenuating circumstances? No. The unexpected. That took me a little bit too long to think of that. It allows for time for the unexpected to happen, and then for you to bounce back and still be okay. Okay, the sun started to go down, so I had to kind of change positions, so I'm sorry if it's a bit yellow. But okay, so also knowing what terminal you're going to be in. If you print out your itinerary, if it's not on there, even in the fine print, you can sometimes go online and check the airport and see what terminal your airline flies from. And it's a little tedious, you know, a little bit. It's just like an extra step before going to the airport. However, it's so much better than lugging your luggage through the airport through the wrong terminal. It saves you time later on and just frustration. So just do it and get it done, you know? So now we know what time our flight is, we know exactly where we're going, we know what terminal we're going to, we know how long it's going to take us to get there. So now you can say, okay, this is the amount of time that I have in the day to do whatever, have breakfast, or maybe pick up those last few souvenirs that you want to get, whatever the case may be. So next, let's just plan our day of departure and be extremely detailed. So what time do I need to wake up? What do I want to get done? Do I want to go visit that one last cafe before I leave? Cafes. Where am I going to get breakfast from? Am I going to eat here at the hotel? Am I going to go to that one last breakfast spot before I go? Maybe it's on the way to the airport. What am I going to do? Do I need to bring my luggage with me? Do I need to leave it here at the hotel or where I'm staying? Can I leave it here after I check out? All of those things. Being as detailed as possible, and also keeping the day honestly as simple as possible. Because the more things you have, then the more possible setbacks you have as well. So if you do want to go and get those last souvenirs from that one place, exactly how long will it take you to get there? Multiply it by 2. Let's say that, to get there and back to the hotel to get your luggage, whatever. And what time do you have to leave in the morning in order to get to where you want to go and get back with plenty of time so that you can still make it in time for your multiplied by 3 travel time that you already calculated. So yeah, it's kind of eliminating a lot from your day, a lot of time, but that added time is time that you will probably need in order to get there on time. Not just on time, early, because that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so that's basically it. I mean, I'm sure that there are maybe plenty more that some other people might want to add to this list. Feel free to comment your suggestions as well, or your steps that you might add to this down below in the comment section. But as for me, I feel like if I legit stick to these 5, I think it's like 5 or so simple steps, then that'll help. And I will literally never miss a flight again for the rest of my life, because I can't. Anyway, so let's just review, shall we? So, number 1, printing your itinerary. 2, checking your flight time, making sure you have the right time for your flight, making sure you did your calculations correctly if it's in Army time. Planning to be at the airport 2.5 hours prior to your flight for domestic, and 3.5 hours prior for international flights. Might be a little bit extra, but that's what we're gonna do. We're not planning to get there right at the cutoff time. We're planning to get there early. Having all of the details. What airport are you going to? What's the address? What terminal is your airline flying out of? Your method of transportation. How much will it cost? How long will it take? Taking that amount of time that you think that it will take and multiplying it by 3. I know this is kind of extreme, I'm sure, because it's taking a lot of time from the day. However, for myself, I'm terrible with time. I mean, I'm really bad. So you know yourself. If you're someone who's not usually late, you're usually right on time, or you're early, whatever, then you don't have to do that. But for myself, I underestimate time. I'm like, oh, it won't take that long. It takes like 3 times as long. So taking the time that I'm expecting it to take and multiplying that by 3. And that is my travel time. Planning your entire day, making it as detailed as possible, and sticking to the schedule. And keeping our day of departure as simple as possible. Allow for very few setbacks, so don't try to plan like everything into the last day. No, keep it simple. Do one or two things tops and go to the airport. That's the event of the day, is going to the airport. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tips. And for more, I'll be uploading. I'm planning on uploading every single week. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure out this whole YouTube schedule filming thing, but it'll be coming. I'll figure it out. So look out for the next video. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Give this video one of these. And then and I'll make some more videos soon. I have a lot of content. It's really just a matter of like going through everything and putting them in like a cohesive video. So I have lots and lots of things to come for you guys. But if you like the videos like this, as far as like steps and how to, especially I'm thinking of like maybe planning for the non-planners, because that's kind of like my life. So if you think that's a great idea, then comment down below. And yeah, thanks for subscribing and thanks for watching to the end.